Hey everybody, Chris Renshaw here again with another kind of sit-down informal vlog video. And this time I've been hinting at it for a little while, but it's finally time to look inside the Numenera Reliquary Box from Monte Cook Games and see what's inside. Now, as I said before, the reason I'm doing this video is not because I think these are kind of hard to get now, but like I said, they just did back in February the Kickstarter for the Strange box. So this way you know kind of what you're getting inside one of these big deluxe. Now this is a collector's edition version of Numenera basically. So if you see this, it's possible they could have some at Gen Con, or future Gen Cons they may have like the Strange box, which is the version of this box for their other RPG, the Strange, which uses the same system. So we're gonna sit down, we're gonna open this up, and we're going to see what's inside so that if you somehow come across it, then you know, hey, that might be worth picking up. So let's get to the table. All right, now let's check this bad boy out here. So open it up, and the first thing is what I did notice before, and that is the placemat. Now you can buy this separately. So if this interests you at all, I know you can get this separately. So let's open it up and look at it. In fact, I have the regular generic version for the cipher system, just the generic cipher system, which this is pretty nice because instead of, there's no GM screen, so you kind of use this instead, where it's got like your task difficulties, it's got damage tracks, what's short, long, and immediate distance. What do you get when you roll special things, such as what happens when you get a 20 or a 1 or a 19, and then it's reversed on both sides, or opposite, same stuff over here. So you lay this out instead of having a DM screen that shows off everything, because the DM doesn't roll dice, or GM doesn't roll dice. So all they really need to see is this task difficulty thing here. So this is really nice. And then next we have, looks like a map, a cloth map of the Ninth World. So this is pretty sweet. In fact, there's a good chance this might get hung up on the wall in here or somewhere. It's beautiful, very nice cloth map, where it's got all the big, pretty much most of the main areas that are covered in Numenera. You got the Beyond, and then the Steadfast is over here, I believe. So lots of awesome areas. If you watched our Dirtbags of Holding game, you know we played a lot right here at the Beyond, which was kind of where our adventures took place. So it doesn't appear to be anything in the back. So we'll set that aside. Then you've got Beware of the Impossible, which I actually have another one of these I got from their warehouse sale where they're booking extra stuff. These are a couple of short stories just to kind of get your mind in the right area when you're talking about Numenera and the Ninth World, which I guess I should probably describe in case you don't know what Numenera is. Numenera is a fantasy RPG that takes place in the future. So it's 1 billion years in the future, and 8 civilizations have come and gone, and you are in the Ninth World. So a bunch of civilizations have come and gone and left their remnants, and you're basically living in that remnants where, no matter where you step, you might run into a bunch of nanites or some weird pieces of technology that you don't know how they work, but they appear to be like magic. So it's a really awesome setting, and as you can see, it's pretty detailed. So moving on, we have a pen. That's nice, I guess. Anybody use a pen for oh, it's a pencil. That makes a lot more sense. That was a pen. I was gonna be like, okay. And then there's this nice little cloth bag. I believe you can get this too separately sometimes, depends. Okay. And this has just got the generic, these are all the dice you actually need for Numenera right here. You got a D20, your 2D10, and a D6. This is all that's required to play Numenera right here. So put those back in the dice bag. And then we've got a lot of decks of cards here. So the XP deck, which this is used, Numenera uses a method where you get XP that you can either spend to reroll dice or you can use them to level up your character. And they're given out as cards because sometimes if the GM wants to take narrative control of a situation, he'll offer 2 XP to someone to get kind of a narrative piece into the story, and then the person can take that and give it 1 XP to another player. So it's a really cool mechanic, and it's always nice. That's one thing about these games, and specifically that I like, is the tactile feel of the cards that you're handing out to people is really cool. A GM intrusion deck, which this actually would come in very handy for me because when I was running games with the Cypher system at Origins, occasionally you get the one where the players get a natural one. That's where you get to do a GM intrusion for free, and you don't have to give them the XP. And sometimes I was having trouble figuring out what that should be without being like overly, bad. So it looks like these cards give you kind of some sample ideas. This one says combat. Character's armor, clothing, or pack strap snaps. The difficulty of all character actions is increased by 1 step until he takes a round to remove the armor, clothing, or pack and allowing it to drop to the ground, or he takes 3 rounds to enact a hastily makeshift repair. So, and then there's one for weather conditions. Then a weird deck. I'm not really sure what this is for. I wonder if let's open this one up. It looks like it's just got, maybe it's just tips on how to take items and make them weird in Numenera. If I can get the deck open. Maybe here at the front, usually there's some instructions on what this is for. Numenera is nothing if not weird, and sometimes a GM needs a little creative spark to help inspire new, strange things for the game. These cards are meant to do that. Just draw the card whenever you feel like it, whether it's in the middle, whether it's while you're preparing for your next session or right in the middle of a session. This deck is meant to be used and reused, so there are 3 different entries on each card. There's a basis for an idea, and a full-blown idea. So that's really cool. So if you're just wanting to make up a game on the spot, you could take a couple of these cards, pull them out, and there's 2 decks. There's a big deck of them. Pull these cards out and just make a bunch of weird stuff, such as the mayor of the community is an automation that the people call Brent. It looks like a cylinder with a variety of arms and a vaguely female head on top of it. So that's kind of cool. That actually probably will come in real handy. All right, now what do we got here? Well, this looks like a more detailed. This is weird. Now they included. Looks like a little bit bigger version of the map, but you also get the supercontinent of the 9th world, and kind of this is where all that cloth map was kind of showing us. But this kind of shows us a little bit of everywhere else. Not so much as known about these parts, or at least in the published stuff. And then this is kind of blown up of that, which you can see looks a lot like the cloth map. Kind of interesting they had this and the cloth map in there. That's interesting. Further and further into the black hole, or down the rabbit hole. Now this is one of the cities, Key, I guess that's how you say it, in the Steadfast. It's kind of like the capital or one of the busiest cities. This gives you a nice layout of what the city looks like in some of the big important areas. And these are all detailed in the core rule book a little bit more. And then it looks like it gives you some idea of what creatures look like here on the back. That's cool. Let's see here. We got a nice painting of, I'm trying to remember if this is anything in particular, but it looks great. It's really awesome detail. And it looks like it's signed by the artist, and it's signed by Monte Cook. It's even numerized. That's so that's cool. So there was only 2,400 of these made, and this is 800 or 1,870. So that's kind of cool. Set that somewhere safe. That may be something else I frame and put up on the wall here. I see character sheets. This looks like character sheets. Character sheets. Let's just go ahead and get the rest of this stuff out. All right, we're gonna slide this over here and just look at everything. All right, character sheets galore. All right, so we've got a couple of pre-made characters. This is what your standard character sheet looks like. So you got a couple of pre-made, everybody ready to go. And then a nice little cheat sheet for it. And then, ooh, this is really nice. Actually, I may be keeping this is definitely something I'm going to be keeping around. A character creation walkthrough. So it gives you step-by-step on how to create a character in Numenera. This is really neat. I will definitely be having these from now on when I play Numenera. And of course it gives you more than one so you can pass it around. And then you got a nice pad of paper here. I never really understood the pad of character sheets because you could just print these off. I mean, it's nice that I've got a bunch and they're right here. But I mean, I appreciate it. But it's interesting. So, and then you've got maps of the ninth world. So, I wonder what could be in here. But maps, yay! Oh, this looks like a pad. Oh, okay. So these are just like small handouts kind of things for if you want to blow up some area for your campaign. I know these are upside down, just bear with me. So that's cool. Maybe I want to keep that plastic back and keep those in the plastic. That's probably a good idea. And then we have books. So start off down on the bottom, the art of Numenera, which, I mean, this whole thing is about the art. But you've got all the detailed, Chloe, I love this. Oh yeah, this kid's gonna love this. Then you got the player's book. I'm assuming this gives you everything to know to play Numenera. Then you've got the GM book, which gives you everything you need to know to run. And then the setting book and the adventure book. Now there's page numbers down here in the bottom. So I'm wondering if basically this is the core rule book, just broken out in pieces. That would make sense to me. So actually, we're going to do that. I'm going to pull. So we've got my Numenera core rulebook here, and then we've got the player's book here, or the books here. So I'm just going to kind of, and you can see mine's been signed also by Monte Cook. So 1 through 128. Yep, that's getting started, characters, and playing the game. Then you've got the setting, 129 through 318. Okay, yeah, so this is the core rulebook, just broken out into pieces. So the GM could just be reading this while the players are building characters. So that's kind of cool. I basically got a copy of the core rulebook here. And there you go. That's what's inside the Numenera Reliquary Box. I'm actually really impressed. There's a lot of things in here I didn't have. I have a lot of stuff for Numenera. I have a lot of the rule books and source books, which may find their way into this box for storage. But the pieces I don't have, or the things that are in here are what I don't have. Like I have some of the creature decks, but that's not what's in here. What's in here is the weird decks, and I don't have those. The cloth map, awesome. The playmat I've been wanting to get anyways. It's always nice to have a second player's handbook. Character sheets, always helpful. The weird deck, definitely, I will say, I know you can get that separately, so I would definitely recommend picking that up. And then, of course, just some extra flavor text here. Beware of the impossible. Now, I do have 2 of these, so let's do a giveaway. Post down in the comments what you think the coolest thing that was in the box was, and I will randomly send one of the commenters a copy of Numenera Beware the Impossible for free. It's just 6 tales of danger and discovery that immerse readers in the weirdness and wonder of the ninth world, taking them on journeys through time, space, and impossibilities only Numenera can. So, yep, post down in the comments below. We'll run it for a week, so we'll say by next Tuesday, the 18th, and I'll pick a winner there. So, and I will see you guys next time. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more great, awesome content I've got coming up. It's sitting right over there. I believe next we're going to be doing a preview of Expanded Worlds from Numenera, or actually not from Numenera, from Monte Cook Games, but regarding the Cypher System core rulebook. So anyways, until next time, thanks for watching.